In this lesson, we're going to focus on the dot product, which is one of two ways to multiply two vectors together. The difference between the dot product and the cross product, which is the other way, is that the dot product, it gives you a scalar quantity after multiplying two vectors. The result of the cross product, on the other hand, is a vector quantity. So let's work out an example. But first, let me give you the formula. So let's say if we have vector A with its x component and its y component, and vector B with its x and y components. The dot product of A and B is simply the product of the x components plus the product of the y components. So it's AX times BX plus AY times BY. And that's how you could find the dot product between two vectors. So let's try an example. So let's say vector A is 2, 3, and B is 5, -4. Go ahead and calculate the dot product of these two vectors. Feel free to pause the video if you want to. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply the x components. So we have 2 times 5. And then we're going to multiply the y components. So this is going to be 3 times -4. 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times -4 is -12. So it's 10 minus 12, which is -2. And as you can see, the answer is a scalar quantity. It's just a number, it's not a vector. And so that's a simple way in which you could find the dot product between two vectors. Now, let's say if we have a three-dimensional vector. Let's say A is 3, -4, 7, and vector B is 5, 2, -3. So how can we find the dot product of A and B? So if you have a three-dimensional vector where you have the x, the y, and the z component for vectors A and B, here's the formula that you need to use. So it's going to be AX times BX. So basically you multiply the x components together, and then plus multiply the y components together, and then multiply the z components together. So that's how you could find the dot product between two vectors that have an x, y, and z component. So now let's work out this example. So AX is 3, BX is 5, and then AY is -4, BY is 2, so it's going to be -4 times 2. And then the z components are 7 and -3. So 3 times 5, that's 15. -4 times 2 is -8. And 7 times -3, that's -21. So 15 minus 8 is 7. 7 minus 21 is -14. So this is the answer for the second example. Now let's go back to our first problem, where we said that vector A is 2, 3, and vector B is 5, -4. How can we calculate the square of the magnitude of vector A? What do you think we need to do? It turns out that the square of the magnitude of vector A is equal to the dot product of A and another vector A. And here is the proof for that. Now we know that to calculate the magnitude of A, it's simply equal to the square root of the square of the x component plus the square of the y component. So let's say this is the x component of vector A and this is the y component. The magnitude is the hypotenuse of the right triangle. And so it follows the Pythagorean theorem. Now, because this is squared, we need to square it. Now, vector A times vector A, that's going to be, vector A is ax comma ay multiplied by another vector A. And to perform the dot product between these two vectors, we need to multiply the x components together. And then we need to multiply the y components together. On the left side, the square root and the square will cancel. So thus we could see that the original expression is correct. Now let's go ahead and finish the problem. So vector A is 2, 3, and let's multiply it by another vector A. So we're going to multiply 2 by 2, and so that's equal to 4. And then we're going to multiply 3 by 3, which is 9. So the answer for this example is 13. Now here's another problem that you can work on. Calculate the dot product of A and B times vector A. Go ahead and try that. So we have vector A, which is 2, 3, and then vector B, which is 5, -4, and then whatever result we get from that, we're going to multiply it by vector A, which is 2, 3. So this is going to be 2 times 5, which is 10, and then 3 times -4, so that's -12, and then times, well, this is a vector, so I need to put this in, I need to use inequality symbols as opposed to parentheses. Now 10 minus 12 is -2. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying vector A by, here's vector A, I'm multiplying it by -2. So it's going to be -2 times 2, which is -4, and then -2 times 3, which is -6. So this result gives us a vector and not a scalar quantity. Now for those of you who might be a little confused on exactly what just happened here, let me just review what's going on. So once we calculated the dot product between A and B, we got a scalar quantity, which was -2. Now when you multiply a vector by a scalar quantity, you still get another vector, which is what we did at the end, and that gave us the vector -4, -6. And so make sure you understand that. So the dot product gives you a scalar quantity, and whenever you multiply a scalar by a vector, you get another vector. Let's try a different example. Calculate the dot product between B and 3A. So will this expression, will the answer to this expression be a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? What would you say? Now 3 times A, a scalar times vector A will give us a vector quantity. And then once we take that vector and find the dot product between another vector, that's going to give us a scalar result. So in the end, we should get just a number. So vector B is 5, -4, and then we're going to multiply vector A by 3. So let's do that first. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then we have 3 times 3, which is 9. So a scalar times a vector gives you another vector. So now we're going to take the dot product between two vectors, and that's going to give us a scalar result. So first we're going to multiply 5 times 6, which is 30, and then we're going to multiply negative 4 times 9, which is negative 36. And 30 minus 36 is negative 6. So that's the scalar result of the dot product between vector b and 3 times vector a. Now let's try another problem. Let's say vector a is 4, 5, and vector b is 3, negative 6, and vector c is negative 8, 2. Go ahead and calculate the dot product between vector a and the sum of vectors b and c. Go ahead and try that. So vector a is 4, 5. And then we need to multiply that by b plus c. So that's vector b, and here is vector c. So the first thing we're going to do is add the two vectors. When you're adding vectors, you need to add the corresponding components. So first we have 3 plus negative 8, which is negative 5. And then we need to add the y components. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. So that's the sum of vectors b and c. Now let's find the dot product between this vector and vector a. So first we need to multiply the x components together. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And then we need to multiply the y components. 5 times negative 4 is also negative 20, and so this adds up to negative 40. Therefore, this is the answer. Now let's work on one more question. So let's say if we have the magnitude of vector A and it's equal to 15, and we also have the magnitude of vector B, which is 10, and we have the angle between the two vectors, which we'll say is 30 degrees. With this information, how can we calculate the dot product of A and B? So imagine if this is vector A, and let's say this is vector B. It has to be shorter. And we have the angle between them, which is 30 degrees. With this information, how can we calculate the dot product of the two vectors? Now, there is a simple formula that we need to use. And it's the product of the magnitudes, A times B, multiplied by the cosine of the angle between them. So the magnitude of vector A is 15, and the magnitude of vector B is 10, times cosine of 30 degrees. Now 15 times 10 is 150, and cosine 30 is equal to the square root of 3 over 2. So 150 divided by 2 is 75. So the dot product of A and B in this example is 75 square root 3. So that's how you can calculate the dot product if you're given the magnitudes of the two angles. I said that wrong. If you're given the magnitudes of the two vectors and the angle between them.